If you're someone who struggles with balancing, doing their split squats, this is something I want you to think about. Oh God. God, that sucked. You should have a nice smooth transition from that swing into the clean position or the front rack position without bashing your wrists and forearms. What's going on, guys? Pat Damiano here, and today we've got ourselves a full body strength workout using kettlebells only. Emphasis is going to be on the strength today because we're going to be pushing some weight today and hopefully using some of the big boys. So we've got a nice heavy double bell complex. We got some push press and some other exercises that I really like and that we're going to be able to kind of push the weight a little bit. So I'm excited for today. We are going to be battling the heat. It is hot as hell here in New York still and super humid, so it's going to be extra chalky today, going to be extra sweaty, but we're going to prevail, all right? Now, today is going to be set up a little different than I normally structure my workouts, so we're going to go to the whiteboard and talk about it first. If you want to gain functional strength, conditioning, and mobility using simple to follow and time-efficient workouts, then go ahead and click the link in my description and get 75% off your first 4 weeks of training. 40 minutes a day, 4 times a week is all you need, and the best part is you can do them at home. All right, so here's what we got on the menu for today. Now, like I said, the structure is a little different than I would normally put things when doing a workout like this. Normal scenario, I would do the double bell complex by itself and do all of my sets there before moving on to my accessory work where I would put 1, 2, and 3 actually together into a big superset and do our sets there. However, I put together a workout very, very similar to this for my kettlebell class that I taught this morning. It was an awesome class, or both my classes. They were both awesome classes. The workout looked pretty fun, so I decided I kind of wanted to do it myself. Now, I structured things slightly different for myself because I'm working out alone and I have the ability to do so. When I've got a class of 8, 12, 15, 20 people, I need to logistically structure things a little bit differently. So in a perfect world, this is how I would have done it for that class. So this is how I'm going to do it myself. So double bell complex to start off, we are going 6 cleans immediately followed by 3 squats. We're then going single bell and doing 5 single arm push press on each side. This is where I really want to make my money today. I'm going to be pushing the weights on this one and really pushing the volume on it too. I'll talk about that a little bit later and what I mean by that. We're going to be doing this for 5 total sets. We then mark our way into a little bit of a nasty superset there. This is going to be sneaky. We're going 8 split squats on each leg, everybody's least favorite exercise. I made my class do them this morning, so I've got to do the same to myself today. So I got to go with them, 8 on each leg. We're then going 12 ballistic rows on each arm. If you don't know what ballistic row is, you'll find out, or 24 total, however your brain likes to count that. And we're going to be hitting 5 sets of that one as well. I know this doesn't really look like much on paper. It's only 4 exercises, kind of 5 with the complex being 2 exercises. But it's really only 4 exercises. It's only 10 total sets. It's 10 solid working sets. If you do a workout like this with 100% intention and you push yourself and you really get after it, I promise this is all you're going to need, and it's going to be super time efficient. That's the best part about all of this stuff. This workout from start to finish, once I finish my warm-up, so from the first set of the kettlebell complex to my last set of ballistic rows, it might take me 35, 40 minutes, which is awesome. I'm going to be getting my strength in. I'm going to be getting some conditioning in. It's hot as hell, so I'm going to be sweating extra, which I just kind of like to do in a workout. It's not a factor in if a workout's hard or not, if you sweat or not, but I just kind of like to. Anyway, this is great. We've got our pull. We've got our lower body. We've got our push. Not really that much core work in here today because I just kind of like this complex and want to do it. But overall, we've got a ton of really good stuff in. A great full body day. And I'm excited to get after it. So let's hit it. So today I'm just going to take you quickly through just one set of my warm up. So usually when I warm up, I do like 7 or so, maybe 7 to 10 minutes of like foam rolling, lacrosse ball rolling, hit any areas that kind of bothering me or need some extra attention that day. And then I do some basic mobility stuff, some hip openers, some cat-cows, some Cossack squats, things just to open up my lower body and my back, and then and my shoulders as well. And then I get into some like light weighted movements. So for today, I'm doing 20 hand-to-hand swings, 10 on each side. And then I'm doing 10 mace swings on each side. So if I have a mace or a club, I'll usually use that as part of my warm-up. There's just so much going on when I use them. I can basically get my entire upper body warmed up and loosened up just with one of these pieces of equipment. Now, if you don't have a mace or club and you want to mimic something like that, you can grab a kettlebell, hold it upside down, and just do a halo. So that's something you can do as well. So I'm doing 3 sets of this. I already did 1. Light movement, get the juices flowing, and then I get started, right? So 20 hand-to-hand swings. Here we go. Now, I'm going hand-to-hand where I switch at the top here just because I like to, and they're fun for me, and they kind of keep me in a nice rhythm. I also really like hand-to-hand swings like this as a teaching tool to actually learn how to do kettlebell swings the right way. I know it looks complex, and it is a little bit since you're letting go and then transferring to the other hand. But it teaches you not to lift too much with your upper body, because if you do that, when you transfer the kettlebell, it's not gonna go that well. So it teaches you to just swing, kettlebell floats for a second at the top, and then you grab it. It should float, so I'm gonna over-exaggerate right now, but the kettlebell should float at the top for a second. Maybe go a little forward, and you just go and grab it. So I think it's a great teaching tool. We'll call that 20, whatever. All right, mace, just going 360s around the head, 10 each direction. Ooh, 10, all right. Nice and light. Neither of these weights are really challenging. They're just priming me. They're just getting my hamstrings and lower back ready to go for some cleans and squats and swings. Just getting my upper body ready to go in every way possible. So yeah, that's what a lot of my warm-ups look like. I do this combo all the time, almost like 70-75% of my like weighted warm-up. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? All right, so I do one side of the first part fairly light, just to get a feel for it and get kind of like warm up those movements. I'm not actually counting it. So this is the first actual set. So again, double bell complex is 6 cleans and 3 squats. Those squats getting nice and low, 3 of them, and then 5 single arm push press. I'm starting out right now at 32 kilos for my non-Americans and 70 pounds in each hand for my Americans, all right? Here we go. That felt pretty strong. Whew. So I'll rest about like 30 or so seconds before going to these push press. Let myself gather. Where are we at? I'll probably start with this for the first set on the push press. It's not gonna be that hard, but I have a little bit more room I can grow with on the push press, so I'm okay starting a little bit lighter. Whew. Whew. That's gonna get gnarly. All right. All right, one down. Oh yeah. So I talked a little bit about it when we were at the whiteboard, like going heavy and accumulating volume. So I double 32s or double 70s. The heaviest doubles I have here are here, double 80s and double, or what is it? Double 36s. So for the complex, in a normal scenario where I have access to all my kettlebells, I'd probably go up every set. So I might even start it lighter than this, but then I'd probably finish with like double 88s, so 40s, or double 97s, which is 44s kilos for my non-Americans. So that's how I probably normally go about the scenario, but I don't have that with my doubles. So I'll probably do one more set here, and then I'm gonna go up to the heavier ones for all 3 sets. Again, I normally don't do that. And again, I'm doing it today just because that's what I have access to. So we gotta work with what we've got. So it's just something to keep in mind. A lot of people like to ask me, is it better to do the same way for all the sets or go up throughout? I personally like to go up throughout because it leads me up into 1 or 2 like really challenging and difficult sets, and I like that. But if all you have is something a little bit lighter than that, you have something that can't really challenge you for 1 set, but if you do something for 3 or 4 sets, it's gonna challenge you, then that's perfect, all right? So it's just building a little bit more volume, which is fine. You gotta make do with what you got, so. Whew, all right, I need a breather. I'm gonna take about a minute and we'll get into set number 2. I recorded set number 3, but Looks like my audio is messed up. But what I was trying to tell you in set number 3, before being rudely interrupted by technical difficulties, is, so like I was saying, these are staying the same, the complexes, that's what I've got. But the push press, I can go up. So the push press I did first set at 70, second set at 80, third set at 88, fourth set's gonna be at 88. It will be at 97 if I had one, and then I'm gonna go to my last set for the 106. So that's kind of like the way I like to go about things if I have the equipment or access to the equipment to do so. So yeah, that's all. That's all you miss. That and me dying in a set. Here we go, 2 more. Whew. Oh, that's a good complex. I really do wish I had heavier. Probably would have stopped at 88, honestly. Double 97s on that would have fucking murdered me. But I'd probably try it anyway. Whew. All right, 4th set of push press, 88 pounds, 40 kilos for my non-Americans. Let's rock. Yeah. Whew. Damn. All right, well, let's hope that one didn't have any audio issues. And we're on to set number 5. So before we get into set number 5, there's something I want to talk about real quick. And that is how to do cleans properly so we're not bashing our wrist. So I'm going to show you from the side because that's going to really help kind of bring home the concept that I'm talking about. What happens with a lot of people is they do a really long swing and then bring them into the shoulders, and they end up bashing the wrists and shoulders really hard. So a long swing and then pulling the kettlebells in. When we're doing a clean, that's not what we want. When we're doing a swing, yes, we want to get about chest height or so. But when we do a clean, it's realistically a pull up to our belly button or elbows, or a swing up to our belly buttons or waist, and then we pull into us, all right? So it's here, swing it back, up to the waistline, pull in. Swing it back, waistline, pull in, all right? So back like you're doing a row, that's what's gonna allow those kettlebells to come into you, and you should have a nice smooth transition from that swing into the clean position or the front rack position without bashing your wrists and forearms. Hope that helps. So I'm gonna show you again from the side for my last set, just to give you an idea of what it should look like in real time. And I'm gonna show you how low my ass is getting in these squats. Come on. And we didn't rip. And it felt like we were close. I've talked about it before, but I don't mess with ripping. If I'm about to rip, I change what I'm doing. There's no bravado in ripping. I'd rather not ruin my entire workout and my next week worth of workouts by ripping. It's just not fun. Fuck. I gotta do these push press. I did heavy clean and press with this actually a few days ago. I'm tired from that, so I don't know how well this is gonna go. But I'm gonna find out because I'm confident in my abilities to find out and fail. So something I tell my clients all the time when I'm teaching classes or I just have clients is just find out, right? So right now written down, I have 5 push press on each arm. Try the weight that you're not 100% sure you can get. And if you can't get 5, then so what? You get 2 or 3 or 4, wherever it is. But you found out where your limit was. And now you know, and now you have a goal. But if you stay at a weight you know you can hit, and then you do your 5th, you might walk away from the workout like, I might have been able to go up a little bit. I personally hate walking away from a workout like that. I'd rather try this 106 and only get 3 reps than stick with a 88 or 97 and smoke 5 and be like, I feel like I could have gone heavier. Now, that is when you're feeling good. If you feel like shit, that's different. But when you feel good, go for it and find out. Because I don't want you to take out of that you need to kill yourself in every single workout, because I don't believe in that. But on days you're feeling it and you're looking at that weight like, should I try it? I don't, go for it. And again, if you don't get it, so what? Because that might be me right now. All right, that was way longer than I should have taken for rest. But I was talking, so. Oh, shit. Okay. Wish me luck on this one. I'm going to need it. Two. Oh, God. God, that sucked. Fuck. Okay. That sucked, but it actually wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. It felt pretty good. It sucked, but it felt good. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. Okay. I'm so happy to be done with that. That murdered me. I don't know how well these split squats and ballistic rows are going to go, but we're going to find out. Okay, that's enough rest. We're on to our split squats. So I'm going to do Bulgarian split squats because I'm fucking sadistic and I have this. So if you don't know, Bulgarian split squats are when you put your foot up on something, so whether it's one of these stands or a bench or something like that. And a regular split squat, or just split squat, is when your back foot's on the ground and you're up and down like that. So most people know split squats as Bulgarian split squats, and the worst exercise ever. I can't promise anything special on these. That first part smoked me, and I'm okay with that because, like I was saying before, as I like to go up in exercises and stuff throughout my sets, that's not for literally every exercise, or I've just killed myself. So I usually pick 1 or 2 exercises. So in this case, it was that complex and the push press where I'm going to try and go up. But sometimes, you know, you just got to go with what you got for the day, and going up to 70s or 80s for these split squats probably ain't happening. But let's get after it. It's been a little bit since I've done these. Oh, those are really the worst. Jesus Christ. Okay, ballistic rows next. We're gonna start 62. So ballistic rows are 12 on each side. 24 total. Have you ever heard Bram likes to count that? So if you don't know, ballistic rows are these rows where you row up and you switch like so. They're fun, they're cool, they're different. Takes a little coordination. Get your heart rate elevated a little bit more than a normal row would. And it's kind of fun to do. You know, with kettlebells, there's a lot of horizontal rowing. A lot of like gorilla rows, double bell rows, single arm rows. So it's nice to just kind of switch it up. You know, unless you have a pull-up bar, lat pull-down machine, something like that. If you're somebody who trains only with kettlebells, it's nice to switch up your rowing. Oh, geez, okay. These 5 sets might take me longer than I thought, or I want, but here we go. Whew. Okay, 1 down. Damn, 4 more. I'll see you in a couple sets if I don't die. All right, set number 4. I'm still at these 53s. It's 24 kilos for my non-Americans. And I'm probably gonna stay here. This one is wiping me out, guys. Real quick though, if you're someone who struggles with balancing, doing their split squats, this is something I want you to think about. I always tell people, imagine your foot is a tripod. So let's imagine my hand right now is my foot. Foot is a tripod. You want to press your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel into the ground. All three of those, and that's going to create your little tripod of balance. That's going to make a really big difference. A lot of people let their toes come up, and that throws them off. On top of all of that, get rid of the freaking running shoes. Do whatever you want with them, but don't lift lower body stuff in them. You should be getting Metcons, Nanos, some sort of barefoot shoe in your socks, barefoot in general. You need a flat surface. You're fighting against a pad when you have a running shoe on doing an exercise like this. Cut that shit out. All right, here we go. Fuck. Oh my God. All right, ballistic rows. Let's talk about a couple things. So the idea of a ballistic row is to row up aggressively, let go at the top. It floats for a second, then you catch with the other hand. So the kettlebell should float for a second, catch. Float for a second, catch. You're not rowing up, transferring, and then like this. The kettlebell should be floating. So at the top, there's no hands on the kettlebell. The other thing you're not going to let happen is this kettlebell yanking your arm down like this. There should always be a little bend in my elbow when I catch that kettlebell in the ballistic row, right? Keep that in mind. That tired me out. Okay, 12 reps each side. Here we go. Oh God, one more. One more, you can get through this. Let's go. All right, set number 5, last one. I can't wait to be done with this. And thank you guys, because we're going up for the last set. And this is what's nice about recording stuff like this is I usually work out alone. So it's pretty easy for me to just like not push myself. You know, I'm pretty good at pushing myself, but in certain scenarios, I maybe won't go up. But this is kind of the same thing as having a training partner right now. They're the best that I can get in terms of training partners, having you guys standing there watching this, having you motivate me to go up. Because realistically I can, I just didn't fucking want to. All right, that's it. 28 kilos for my non-Americans, 62 for my Americans, here we go. Oh, that was our best set. Last set is always the best set. We're gonna go up 2 notches for these ballistic rows because I should have gone up earlier. It's the last set. You guys are peer pressuring me without you even realizing it. 12 reps, each side, 80 pounds, 36 kilos for the non-Americans. Let's wrap this one up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 19, 20, 21, 24. Oh God. Tapping out. That's a wrap. Oh. That is a wrap, guys. That is all I got for you today. I am spent. That was a tough one, and I appreciate you guys for sticking around and pushing me through that workout, whether you knew it or not. Real quick, if you're interested in doing more workouts like this, where you're gonna be gaining functional strength, conditioning, and mobility using kettlebells and bodyweight, then go ahead and click the link in my description and get 75% off your first 4 weeks of training. All you need is 40 minutes a day, 4 times a week, and the best part is you can do them all at home. All right, it is time for a cold shower, food, and my couch. I'll see you guys next time.